Hello. So it is the last week in August, which means it's time for a garden tour. And I am excited about it. I don't have a lot going on, and I'm also excited about that too, and I will explain why. If you have seen my last video, you know that there was a lot that has happened in the garden since this video. So I will kind of touch on a little bit of that. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining today. If you are a current subscriber, thank you so much for being here and sticking with me. I appreciate you. In case you did not know, my name is Brittany Buss, and this is All Buss, No Fuss Gardening. Alright, so as I was saying, a lot has happened here in the garden since the last video. The last video was really just a purge of a lot of things in the garden. It was a purge of things that hadn't given me a lot of fruit or vegetables. It was a purge of things that I didn't necessarily feel was giving me what I needed. And I don't mean by like physical fruit, I mean by like it was giving me more stress and anxiety than I needed. So a lot of things came out of the garden the last video. So with that being said, there is not a lot here left in the garden, which I am still kind of happy about. There is a lot more to come though. And yeah, this tour might be a little bit shorter than previous ones because of that. But I think that, you know, all in all, like I said, since there is a lot more to come, I'm laughing because I'm just thinking about like when I get into like what I want to do for fall, it's going to be entertaining. Definitely for me. So I hope it's going to be entertaining for you as well. But yeah, I'm going to turn the camera around and let's just get into this garden tour. So we are going to start in the smaller bed. My husband actually just put in some, what is it called? Like drip hose. So we're trying that out. Going to see how that works. And yeah, we'll see how it works. But we're going to start with this smaller bed. It still has a few green beans that I did leave in here. I really wish I would have, you know, in retrospect, I really wish that I would have done like a succession planting of green beans because those were absolutely delicious. And of course, as you can see, those are like starting to die. They have done their job, so I can't be mad at that. And then right behind them there, we have this large, beautiful okra plant that is doing her job. She is doing a great job. And then there's a flower right here. This flower was open earlier today and it was just absolutely beautiful. Like there's just nothing like okra flowers. But there are a couple more okra plants in here. There's two in the back there that actually just got eaten. I'm guessing by like a rabbit or something just yesterday. So I'm a little upset about that, but it comes with the territory, right? This is our husky cherry tomato plant and she's been doing great. These have become my favorite. Yeah, these have definitely become my favorite cherry tomatoes. So I will need to save some seeds so that I can have another, if not a few of these plants for next year, because she's just been really putting out and my baby loves to come out here and pluck tomatoes off and eat them. This is a lemon basil and it's still doing okay. Still growing, so And then over here in the bag we have more lemon basil next to our shishito pepper plant. I would have thought this plant would have been just done with me by now, but it's still giving us peppers and flowers. So I'm very happy about that. And moving along here, another okra plant, very tall, very beautiful. That flower as well, just like the other one, was open this morning. Beautiful. It was just beautiful. Of course, another one. And then some of our spent green beans down below. And then just across is our Burpless Beauty cucumber. There's one there. And then there's another down here. And those are probably the last two that I'm going to get out of this plant. It has done its job. The season is coming to a close. I definitely want to be a little bit more intentional about succession planting next year. So, yeah, that's going to be on my radar. And then across the way, we have the pickling cucumbers that I have been getting pickling cucumbers from all season. There's one there. There's another there growing in the hole. There's one there. Two right here, actually. One's in front of the other. Another one there. And then some tiny ones that are still growing there. Up there, there's two right there. And then there's a tiny one up top. So that one is still really trying to, you know, give its all. But as you can see from the leaves on both of these plants, they are rounding the end of their life, and I have no complaints. I have no complaints. And in the bigger bed, we took out all of the corn and everything. These bean plants are done. Those two pepper plants never really did much, and I'm, of course, feel like it's because of this humongous lemon cucumber plant that just took up all the sun. So I'm not gonna, they don't owe me anything. They don't. It was my own doing, but I will definitely be mindful of that moving forward. And like I said, this is our humongous lemon cucumber plant. Just like the other cucumber plants, these leaves are starting to, they're almost done. They've got all these little like black bugs on them too, and there's like a bunch of lemon cucumbers in there. Some in the back there. I don't know if you can see that. There's some down low behind all these leaves, but it is teeming with lemon cucumbers. We'll come around the other side so you can get a better glimpse of how crazy and chaotic this bush is. Like, you can see all of the dead leaves in there, and then more two right there, lemon cucumbers. It has a bunch, one right there, like a bunch of lemon cucumbers. But we have this okra plant, that okra plant. That's another, right there in the middle is another pepper plant that, of course, like I said, it didn't really get much sun. So I'm not mad at those pepper plants. I'm just gonna, you know, make sure to put that in my log so that I can be better prepared for next year. In this bag here, we have our sun sugar. I always say sun gold, but it's a sun sugar tomato plant. It has been putting out plenty of tomatoes that hardly make it into the house. So this tomato plant has been doing a beautiful job. It still has flowers on it even. So I'm gonna let it keep doing what it wants to do. And then this is a random Roma tomato plant. This was one of the ones I was gonna toss, but it has a couple on there, so I was like, we'll leave it, see what happens. Moving right along, another tomato plant. I believe this was a Roma as well. but I'm not 100% sure. The tomatoes were delicious, and it still has some growing on it, so I decided to leave it. There's basil down at the bottom. The basil has just been growing everywhere in the garden, which I love, love, love. And then right here in the corner of the big seabed, we have a Napa grape tomato plant that is actually entangled with a lemon cherry tomato plant. Like, as you can see right there, that's one of the lemon cherry tomatoes, but then like back there is the red Napa grape. Right next to them we have our melon, cantaloupe. Oh Jesus, the word eluded me for a minute there. This is one of the cantaloupe that is growing. I will need to support her soon. But I think she might be the only one. It seemed that some had started to grow, but then they kind of just checked out on me. So like I said, I'm not mad at them. This plant looks spent as well, but she keeps trying to grow. So I'm kind of just gonna let her do her thing, at least until that lady there comes to full maturity. What else do we have going on in this bed? There is another tomato plant right there in the middle. I think that might be a brandywine, but we'll see if and when she comes to maturity. Some basil down there planted in the bed, and then our marigold that I've been deadheading all year so that I can collect the seeds, because it's just so amazing to me how one dead marigold flower can give you so much. Right across the way, right there, guys, you see that blush? That is my one and only Cherokee purple tomato that actually grew this year. It is starting to split, but you better believe I'm gonna be eating it still. Our strawberry plant is throwing out runners. I want to have a strawberry patch of sorts, but I don't know where I would put it. I don't know how I would do it either, but I just know I want to, because if they're going to be throwing out runners like this, by God, I can't let that go to waste, right? But she's doing well. The blueberry bushes on this side are still doing well too. They don't have any fruit on them, but the leaves look beautiful. Of course, this guy's still struggling. We're not gonna ask him for anything anytime soon. And next to the little Cherokee purple tomato are more Napa grape tomatoes, and just underneath them we have a bag of sweet potatoes, and then we have a bag of what were russet potatoes. But of course, as you can see, these leaves and vines have died, so we will be doing a harvest video on that soon. Stay tuned. We have some serrano peppers growing over there in the middle of that bed as well. And then this beautiful zinnia starting to come in. Isn't she so pretty? This was the only one that I had for a while there, but now she has a friend. And my arch, guys, look at this arch. It is starting to boom with loofah. Look at that. There's one. Here's another. This was my very first one, and it's huge. I'm very excited about that. There is more there. They love growing on these string lights my husband put up, and I love that for them. There's more on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't know. I gave them the whole arch. Well, I guess there's also sweet potatoes on the arch too, but they prefer the string lights, like to hang straight down from the string lights. I found that kind of weird. But right across on the other side of the arch, we have a bag of sweet potato slips. And then this bag right here also had russet potatoes in it, but they have died. It is time to harvest. But there's sweet potato slips in here. So I found that pretty odd. Maybe I came out here and wasn't paying attention or something and accidentally planted them there. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the harvest. I never did anything with these tomatoes because I didn't know what to do. They needed to be staked. They got way too tall. I didn't know what to do to, like, you know, extend that height, give them that support up high that they needed. I do, however, have some San Marzanos that are ready to be harvested, and then a couple of, I believe, Brandywine as well that are starting to blush right there. And there's more up there that are starting to blush. And then I also have like a random pepper right there on that pepper plant. That's probably going to be the only pepper I get this season, because the pepper plant right next to it there, it has given me flowers. It has like little pepper buds on it, but it didn't give me anything. So that's what that is. The blueberry bushes on this side, as compared to that side, aren't doing as well. This one keeps getting attacked by bunnies, and they keep eating all the leaves off of it. But it's still trying. It's still trying. So happy about that. As long as they don't give up, I won't give up. Right across the way we have the asparagus bed. The asparagus is still asparagusin', y'all. Look at it, looking beautiful. And there's another one, a new one growing right there. I'm excited about that. And then in our bin, we have the carrots we planted up, and they're looking okay. Not mad at it. They're looking okay. Our strawberry bar is looking rough. Looking rough, but it's still trying, and that is all I can ask. The leaves look beautiful for the most part, but it's still trying. Alright, and then we are going to go up to the deck to finish up this garden tour. Alright, we are up on the deck now, and as you can see, our herb stand is still doing good. I harvested some of that lemon balm. It's starting to look kind of rough. If you can see, the sun's a bit bright, but it's starting, like, the leaves aren't looking as green. The basil is trying to flower now. It is trying to be done with me, but I'm not mad at it. I got a good amount of harvest from it. I just wish I was better prepared to preserve more. Our mint, grapefruit mint, is doing amazing still. Need to harvest some of that. And then our pineapple mint is still trying. It has looked better where it is, but looks like it's having a difficult time right now. And then we have all of the seeds that I started for our fall garden. They're looking good. Everybody's looking a bit pale, but I feel like a lot of it is also due to the fact that it's not fall weather out here right now. I have been fertilizing, and they can't live to their full capacity just yet. More lemon basil trying to flower and go to seed. We also have our little Meyer lemon plant that is still doing good. We have our carrots that look so pitiful, y'all. My carrots look so burned and so pitiful. So I am going to harvest these soon as well, and I will record that for you too. We have our lime bush that is still looking good, still doing good. And then finally, our little tomato plant up here. And she's got tomatoes on it. I think this one might be a brandywine. I'm not sure. But if those fruit come to maturity, we will see. We'll see. And so that is all that I have going on in the garden at the end of August. Not a lot, but like I said, a lot more to come. So I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited to start anew with the fall garden. And I'm looking forward to a lot of the things that I can grow next year. But yeah, I feel so much lighter after doing the garden purge, and I am so grateful for just like having that time to come to terms with the fact that the purge needed to happen, being okay with doing the purge, because it's been hard for me to kind of like, you know, throw out plants that I feel like we're trying all season. But it's part of gardening, you know, when it's time, it's time. So I'm learning, and I'm loving every step of the way. And it's been very insightful. It's been very insightful. This year, I have focused a lot on trying to get something, and I've gotten plenty. I was blessed with plenty. And I think next year I want to really focus and hone in on my preservation methods so that I can have things that I've grown out of my garden to eat throughout the winter, throughout the year, not just for the time being. So that's going to be a challenge. That's going to be my challenge for next year. But yeah, thank you so much for joining this garden tour with me tonight. I really do appreciate you spending this evening with me. If you have not already done so and you like this video, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. I am going to end this video here, and I hope you all have a beautiful night. I will see you in the next video. Bye.